During the final 7 years of common time and preceding the consummation of ordained time and purposes as determined by earth's creator God. The unfinished business referred to as the 70th week of the prophet Daniel's 70 weeks of years given as prophecy does finally occur. Another way of saying when do you, Lord, return to earth? Not unlike an imploring for the start of this brief earmarking era as prophetic threshold unto the eternal state. Like a scroll unfurled to its final inch of parchment before dropping off of the spindle all of earthen volatility and experiences since the dawning of civilization and concentrated inside of this consummation time of distresses peaked hour also referred to as the time of Jacob's trouble and the apocalypse age. From Jewish and Christian perspective respectively. Amid plague of earth and mysterious constellar and angelic wonder sent from heaven to earth is reminded that there was truth in the doomsayer prophecies when finally does the allegorical portion of apocalyptic writings find their literal shape and senses in war-shaped form. Two prophets contend with charlatan prophets. One set true as heralders attesting to a day of the Lord immediately preceding the Messiah's heavily anticipated return, whereas the false prophets oppose them and their message who contrarily purpose to usher in an age of greater enlightenment. A false spiritual head in Padre Pietro di Rome Dianus, whose era also is the time at which one fallen angel inspiring the likes of Hitler and bin Laden comes to earth as my antagonist character. The latter as the Antichrist with items of curious technological intrigue as quiver from his arsenal, and who is civilization's final hours tyrannical ruler as political and military head of Islamic Confederation with upending plot against the former, directly uniting Chrislamicist ideas with tenets inherent in theology of Rome's Vatican. An insufferable time fraught by social conspiracy, martial law, pandemic metastasized to epidemic, drought, famine and pestilence with World War III as dubious consolation, while my protagonist characters preach the hopeful message of the Christian and Messianic Jewish truth centered on the Messiah and his gospel. Same messengers as an indomitable human force of refreshing hope. Although enduring unto the rapture, persecutions are suffered before believers are removed from a distressed world. For others the grimmest scenario of world war progressively unfolds with an apexing. After the Messiah raptures his church and before he returns with it unto a cataclysmic head for a world no longer able to consult with believers in Yeshua or Jesus about these events. My sub-story thread between the rapture and final consummation, protagonist Joel Weber is stuck in the middle along with the elect class, similarly to see rapture only after Joel undercovers threads as a secret Mossad Israeli ops agent with dual citizenship between Israel and USA. He penetrates Iranian silos facilities only after his cover is blown by a presumed ally in one Giselle Vade Barbalowski. Could it be that this Darius Scroll discovery unearthed is found to be authentic? Earlier in story Joel asks, adding, and thereby for any of few doubters adding extra biblical authenticating testimony to the veracity of books of Daniel, Ezra and other books alongside King Cyrus, whose matter is fully known. In time Satan's wheelhouse of discrediting and assault disallowed by Lord's doing and our own unearthing hands with quote-unquote Z Germans angrily toss stones, speaking reliably during this hour of biblio and Messiah-centric prophecy. God calls out to us during this age of Ark of Testimonies discovery and continues to holler out to us. The nuclear explosion on a despotic regime, known to us as an actual regime as are the various nations visible on our world maps, familiar to us in the wartime drama as in this production, one prong of the apocalyptic age, falls on each Menid dynasty son Iran with their assembled Islamic Confederation with their own eschatological axe to grind that not coincidentally corresponds with a fated 7-year period unto weeks of years full consummation. Such devastation alongside others does scarcely end my production, although occurring towards 70's final pages. It's the glorious and terrible return of the Messiah who comes to earth to expunge evil, to vindicate his people and squelch a last day's destruction attempt against his people Israel and the free world that does gloriously conclude the story. In part she reads like possible hypothetical scenario resulting from Tangly events borrowed from today's news and the clearly expressed intention sounding during our times. Ely James. All rights reserved. Copyright 2023, January 10th, 2024, hey. What's it about? 70. A fictitious telling inspired by a very real future event leading unto the consummation of Earth's common time amid eternal time that includes a heavily anticipated millennial rule under Messiah headship. The script for the movie 70. Ely James. 4015, Howley Street. PGH. PA. 15224. Phone contact, 412-683-1294. Email. Link start. elijahmeenancollaborativewrite@gmail.com. Link end. FaceTime Meet invites for qualified industry personnel are extendable upon request and consideration.
The production is titled 70. This is Ely James, all rights are reserved. And that email is ELYJAMES non-collaborative write, WRITE @gmail.com. And that's for movie related inquiries and things like that as it pertains to 70. That's my only production ongoing pertaining to literature.